Hiya, how you doing? Good to see you again. I'm really happy that I'm able to make these videos and not only raw vegan but also some cooked recipes as well. I did used to eat all kinds of things. I had an affair with food for already quite a few years since living in Sicily, in the south of Italy. I fell in love with food, and since then I've just been experimenting like crazy with all sorts of ingredients and international cuisines. So today we're going to go back to the roots though. I am Russian, maybe you don't know that, but I'm Russian, and our typical dish is actually pancakes. I'm going to make some stuffed pancakes today and have some chicken left over from yesterday, which has been it's been boiled, but I'm going to just kind of cut it up really fine. And then we're just going to create our chicken stuffing. It's really yummy. And then I'll show you how to make the pancakes. This is a family recipe that's been passed on from my granny to my mother, now to myself. And I think it was the best recipe that I've ever had of pancakes. Really, really tasty. So let's start. What I'm going to do is I've got one small kind of onion, and I'm just going to chop it up fine and then fry off this onion. I'll show you. Okay, lovely. It has to be small pieces because everything is going to be sort of small in the stuffing, so make sure you haven't got any large sort of chunky pieces of onions there. Really simple to make and really, really nice. This is actually served as on its own, stuffed pancakes, so it's quite a filling dish. Okay, so I've chopped up my small onion. I've got a little pan here. Okay, I'm going to put on a pot of hot water on, just so that I can have a nice cup of tea whilst I'm cooking for you. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil, or you can, nothing too flavoursome in this. So you need something like vegetables, a little bit of sunflower oil, something like that. And don't make it too greasy as well. So just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to start frying this off. You don't want to make the onion brown, but you just want to soften it. So then that's kind of cooked. Okay. Medium heat. So this is it. A little bit of oil, soften the small pieces of onion. Okay, whilst the onions are cooking, what I'm going to do is take the shredded chicken and just chop it up a bit more even. Chop it up so it's quite nice and shredded. if you have some dill, the herb, the green herb dill, it goes really well with this dish. I haven't got any dill today, so I'm just gonna use salt and ground black pepper. That goes very, very well with the simple stuffing mix that we're making here. Okay. Okay, my water is boiled, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna make a little cup of tea for myself. There you go. I'm actually having some raw puer tea. This is just by the way, it's nothing to do with the chicken pancakes, but this is a raw puer tea that I really love drinking. It's a very exotic, quite exotic kind of tea. It's basically been fermented with as you can see, it has a kind of red tint to it. It produces a really marvelous color. It's been aged and it's never been cooked, so this goes perfectly with my raw vegan diet. Actually, this is very good for any kind of diet, you know, especially if you've been eating rich food. This is very good for digestion afterwards. Yeah, the onions are beginning to get browner, so at this stage we're going to add the chicken. As you can see, the chicken has been really finely, well, not really finely, but it's been nicely chopped up, and most of it is brown meat, which has like a bit more flavor, I think, than white meat. But you can use white meat as well if you like. This is just I play it by ear. Okay. Mix it around. The onions. Add my hot water. I still don't own a kettle. I'm not crazy. I don't own a toaster or a kettle. Just boil my water with a little pan for any teas or things like that. So I like it the old-fashioned way. In fact, I don't have a TV and I don't buy newspapers. And to be honest with you, you know, I don't believe in all this propaganda stuff that they are feeding us. It's just all shows the system that's in place with the media, with the manipulation of the people. You know, the system that we're living in is all there, isn't it? Adding some salt to this, a little pinch of salt, and very importantly, ground black pepper. So, okay. If you were to add dill, add the dill after this has been cooked, so the flavor of the fresh herb is not lost. I'm just going with this, and that's pretty much it for me. Just gonna fry it up a little bit. You're not browning it as such, but you're just making it tasty. Get all the onion and the flavors together, the fat from the chicken and the black pepper. So it kind of stir frying it a bit. Then I'm gonna make about a few little pancakes as well. I've got some guests coming over tonight to eat, so that's why I'm actually cooking the things. Because normally I wouldn't cook anything for myself. In fact, the choice of food for me is, yeah, I just picked this up from the ground. Nice delicious watermelon. This is beginning to smell really, really yum. Okay. Can you see? Whilst we're doing that, I'm going to whip up my pancake mix. So for which I have got some eggs. In fact, I'm going to use 1 egg. Just break it straight into the bowl. There we go. Oops. Chicken's beginning to brown slightly. That's okay because you want to get that slight caramelization, really tasty kind of caramelization into it. But you don't want to be browning and drying it out. So it's pretty much ready really. Take it off the heat and okay, so all I do is beat up the egg with a fork and then just add small little pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar as well, just to balance out the flavor. Alright, where is my sugar? So bear with me one moment. I'm going to get the sugar out and the flour as well that we're going to use. Okay, lovely stuff. Using some small pinch of sugar, nothing. You don't want them to be sweet because this is a savoury pancake, so definitely don't want to make this a sweet dish. But it just helps to flavour just helps the flavour of the pancakes basically. So just a little pinch of sugar. Nice. Then if you have milk, you can use a little bit of milk for the pancakes, but I haven't got any milk, so that's not a problem anyway. Just gonna use water, and so I'm putting in for 1 egg. I'm putting in. You can always add more water anyway if you. So I'm putting about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mug of water into this. Then I'm going to use plain flour, just plain white flour, and add it in to the consistency so that the pancake mix is right for this. And then just literally whisk it so the consistency is right. And if it's too thick or if it's too liquid, then just add either flour or water. Mine's become a little bit too thick, so just gonna add small amount of water to this, and get the butter out as well. So with the butter you need quite a large chunk, to be honest, because you want to make it nice and tasty, this pancakes. So I'm gonna melt it in the microwave just quickly. So I'll show you how much butter to put. Unsalted butter I'm using, so I'm putting in about this much of butter into this. Don't forget you're going to use this to lubricate the frying pan once we start pouring the pancakes in. While this is all getting ready, put the heat on and put your frying pan on. Best kind of frying pan is just a non-stick one, and then get it nice and hot. Wait for it to kind of heat up. Whilst we're doing that, melt the butter. You can melt it also on the hob while making it in the microwave. Okay, it's going to take a few seconds. I'll taste this chicken mix whilst we're The chicken mix is absolutely perfect. The butter is melted. All you do at this stage is pour the melted butter into your pancake mix, most of it, and you just leave a tiny bit just to lubricate the pan before each pancake is laid out. Okay, great. And then just whip it again. Use a little bit of water because it's a bit thick. Okay, that's fine. So you see the consistency is like this. It's like single cream really. So yeah, you can see that it's pretty liquid. Pancakes are going to be huge. They're going to be wide, but they're not going to be thick. So that's not your American pancake. This is a Russian pancake, slightly different. And so all we do is just wait for this to heat up, and then the pan should be nice and hot, and then you're ready to start popping your pancakes out. Really cool. Okay, where is my little bag with the butter? Okay, and what you want to do is get a plate ready where the cooked pancakes you're going to stack them up onto, and then we'll just stuff them, and that will be it. So putting everything away, tidy up quickly before we start popping the pancakes out. Okay, alright. A nice sip of tea. Good way to test whether your pan's hot enough. Just take some of that melted butter and sprinkle it on top. Yeah, you see there's no sizzle, so that means it's turned itself off for some reason. Don't know. If there's no sizzle, that means the pan's not hot enough. Once there's a nice sizzle, the pan is ready for the pancake batter. You also can make pancakes with potato. Mashed potato is really nice, and you can use the same, a little bit of softened onion and potato, and then stuff the pancakes with that. A little bit of dill works really well in that as well. And then if you want to go really Russian, you can serve it with some sour cream, like creme fraiche, sour cream, that type of thing, and obviously some little bit of caviar if you got some knocking around, you know. So good luck to you if you do try it out, because it's a really tasty recipe, and it's a little bit indulgent. It's very tasty, so you end up eating loads of this kind of thing. So you've got to be careful with that, but all the Russians, they love their pancakes, and in fact it's a very much popular dish in the whole of the world. Everyone has their version of a pancake, don't they? The French have the crepes, so that's something similar. You can do the Russian pancakes with sweet fillings as well, like you can serve it with some berries or some honey, even banana and chocolate, you know. That's not very Russian, but still. I'm just trying to think what other Russian sweet fillings for that. I think something called tvorog is very nice, which is like a cottage cheese. And if you sweeten it with either some fresh berries and a little bit of honey or some sugar, and stuff the pancakes with that, is really delightful as well. Really, really nice. So I recommend. Okay, I'm gonna get my plate out. nice flat plate, and then just get one of these out. A spoon. Okay. So I think this is actually very hot. Lovely. So all you do, once the pan is hot enough, just pour some mix into there. Hear the sizzle? Not too much, because this is not to be a fat, thick pancake, but a skinny one and wide one. Just like that. Pour it around, swirl the pan around so the whole thing is covered. Okay, this is still a little bit thick. Just a little bit of water. The thinner the pancakes are, the more delicate they are. So I think it tastes better when they're really nice and delicate like that. So there we go. Just let it cook on one side. Okay. Just let it cook, and then I'll show you how to turn it over. Just gonna pop a little bit of butter on the sides to help it along. They always said in my family the first pancake is always the bad one, but doesn't have to be like that. You know, if your pan is really nice and hot and it's well oiled or well buttered, then your first pancake should be as good as any other pancake. I may need to swallow my words on that one, because I haven't oiled my pan properly, so there's been a little bit of sticking happening. So that's not a problem though, we can just do the best we can with that. Okay, just try and flip it over. Okay, I screwed this one up a bit, to be honest, but okay, let's just make sure that the pan is ready for the next one. Okay. So once you flipped it over, just cook it on the other side. I'll show you one more after we do this one. Alright. All these little bits, when my mum used to cook these for us, for me and my brother when we were kids, she used to give us all these little bits just as a little taster of the first pancake that went wrong, and it has so much childhood memories for me, these pancakes, that it's really a favourite of mine to cook and to eat as well. Gonna have a little taste. Yeah, because this one was a little bit too thick, the butter, it's come out a little bit tasting like that, too thick as well, not really delicate and moist. So that's what you want, to make sure that the batter is quite thin and the pan is well buttered but not greasy. You don't want the pancake frying in grease, you just want to lubricate it all the way around. Okay, this one's ready. Pancakes should not be rushed. This is why I'm taking my time, so that they get cooked through properly. In fact, I think cooking should not be rushed. It should always be done with attention and love, and I think that would reflect in the final dish. Okay, so pop this out. Pop everything out onto the plate. So what I'm going to do, just add some butter from there, so it's well oiled and doesn't stick. Now the same again, just pour the mix into here. Swirl it around quickly. Just to show you. This is looking better. So if you try to lift the pancake before it's time, it may stick, so just give it some time to cook on the first side and then turn it over. Okay, this one's not sticking. Beautiful. This is looking more like it. So a thinner batter, a nice bit of butter around the pan. So okay. Let's just check how we're doing here. Lovely. It's taking some time to just brown. You don't want it really brown, but because then it gets tough. But you certainly want some nice little brown spots around the pancake. A bit like this, but with the more round shape. So this one is gonna be good. I think I might even add a tiny bit more water as well. Actually, it's still coming out a bit thick, but it's better than the previous one we did. Okay, this is looking really good. See how it is browning up. So this is cooked. Take it out and the same again. Butter all around. Pour the mix. And then quickly just spread it around. There we go. See? Marvelous. Okay, so basically this is it. You know, once you finish your pancake mix, you just get your little pancakes and then roll up, pop some stuffing, chicken stuffing into the middle or at the edges, and then just roll it up. Don't put too much stuffing in. I would advise you to put a little bit in, not too much, and then just roll it up, and then just so it's like this, and you'll have a whole row of stuffed pancakes. They're quite nice once they're just slightly cooled down, and that's the best way really to have it. So let me show you. See, you have the pancake there. You can see. And all I'm doing, just pop a little bit in. Oh, the sweetness of the onions, and that's how much I'm using. And then just literally roll it up like a sausage. And that's it. And then just line them up neatly onto the serving plate. Marvelous. Let's see how this one's doing. Great. So guys, do let me know once you have tried this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I promise you it tastes so good that you will just want to try new fillings and keep making it every single day, because really it's so yum. And yeah, it's just really, really yum. Okay. So let me know if on your comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. Or give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you soon. And be good. And don't eat too much, but eat right. Take care for now.